So, this is continued because my phone stopped recording. But I found this church, and I knew that they were a plant-based type church, so I sought them out and sought refuge through them, and they let me stay here. I'm living in a church out here in the desert, fasting for 40 days. It's kind of a really amazing, beautiful story, but know that this imbalanced stuff is the key to it all. Whole plants, because they allow this natural balance of energy that I talked about. So I'm just going to walk around and show you. I also have this little piece of paper with some notes on it. So what people do, and I know this is going to get dark in a second, but what people talk about whenever they lose weight and fasting, everyone's really focused on the ketogenic, high carb, or a high fat, low carb way of eating, right? So for entertainment, this is where I'm staying. This is the kitchen at the church, and I know I'm going to have people who are members of this church who are going to watch these videos, and I don't know how they're going to feel about me walking around and showing the facility and using the lights, because I feel bad about that, but I'm also going to, I plan to be very generous to them in the near future. So this is actually the church part where there's pews and just where the pastor is and all this. And actually this door right here is my room. They have a nice cot set up for me. This is a nice dining area. They have a projector, some restrooms, the hallway. It's amazing. The way they have taken me in and let me do this water fast. I just hope they're allowed to let me stay and finish this fast. If not, I will find another way to complete it, because I said I would, and I have this mindset of doing it in a selfless manner for other people, because I want to keep teaching. So the ketogenic way of eating, people are going to be very, very stern and very adamant about, well, this is the way to do it. Know that there are doctors out there. There are a Dr. Jason Fung, Dr. Eric Berg, so many. There's a guy on YouTube with the snake diet, talking about drinking snake juice. All right, so to blow these out of the water as far as debunking that, there's so many issues with that, okay? So I'm going to go over 3 videos that Deborah, the woman who kind of showed me to the plant-based way of eating, she sent me these videos on my water fasting group, I think it was on her group where I posted one of my videos. But if you want to really understand why not to go on the low-carb ketogenic way of eating, watch these videos, okay? Get a pen and paper, write these down, all right? All right, video 1, it is entitled, you ready? This is pretty amazing videos that kind of go over, and this first one's like 23 minutes, the next one's 18 minutes, and the third one's 2 hours, and it's an interview, but watch them all. They're very informative. The first one is the low carb, this is the title, low carb keto diet, debunking 7 misleading statements. All right, and the people who posted this video on YouTube was Plant-Based News. That was the username who posted that video. Low Carb Keto Diet, Debunking 7 Misleading Statements by Plant-Based News. Awesome video. It's by a guy with a PhD who talks about all these statements that are absolutely not true. The next video is called Diet Debunked, the ketogenic diet. So Diet Debunked, the ketogenic diet, and this is by username Mike the Vegan, MIC space vegan. The next one is called Ketosis versus Plant-Based Diet Wars. And this is with and this is part of the title, Ketosis versus Plant-Based Diet Wars with cardiologist Joel Kahn, MD. And that's posted by Rich Roll. He has a podcast out. He's interviewed a couple of friends of mine. Awesome guy. He's an amazing plant-based ultra man athlete, ultra endurance athlete. So check all those videos out on the ketogenic diet. I could talk for hours about this stuff. When you hit plateaus, guys, just keep adapting your diet. You need to, this is another big key too. I would adopt what Dr. Alan Goldhammer recommends at his fasting clinic is an SOS-free lifestyle. An SOS-free, whole foods plant-based way of eating. So SOS is salts, oils, and sugars. These things can get you stuck in that pleasure trap because they're basically like adding drugs and spiking things in your body to make you overeat these whole plants. So water fasting, drinking water, whole plants, exercise, sunshine, fresh air, music. I'd say include that in Nature's Protocol because it's what we do with our sound waves. That's another discussion. But and love. You really have to give yourself this self-love and love for others. So my why was a family. I wanted to have a family. And I wanted to build a house. But I couldn't build a house when I was 500 pounds and couldn't walk. So everything I do, I had a strong why. And that was for the future family that I haven't had yet. So it's still my why. It's why I do everything, is I want to build this house from the ground with my bare hands, and now I'm strong enough to do it. So that's my mission right now, is continuing my goal of working hard to be as healthy as I can, to be strong enough to protect a family and provide for a family. That's my why. Now, you may already have a family, and you need to be strong and healthy for yours. So maybe that's your why. So your why and your want is a huge contributing factor to this. And that should always keep you going and not giving up. But if you're putting something in your body that's causing an imbalance, anything other than a whole plant, know that you're going to have spikes and dips. You're going to have an excess of something. Now, there's people who talk about going on ketogenic diets and reversing diseases and losing weight. It absolutely works. But it causes long-term health effects, so it's not sustainable. I wouldn't recommend it. And why would you want to give up stuff like carbs, man? Why would you want to give up potatoes and rice and fruit? Why would you want to give that up? Now, giving up dead animals and that secondary source of processed plants, basically what animals are, that's after you learn the health effects of what they cause, it's easy to give that up. Same thing with dairy. You know, there's casomorphin in dairy, which is like a morphine-type drug that keeps you addicted to milk and cheese. And it's meant to keep the calves addicted to the cow's milk as a survival mechanism. So there's so much condensed information in this, and I know this is a second video, but my battery's actually getting kind of low. I need to wrap it up. But keep it whole plants. If you start taking things out of nature, you're going to cause problems. You're going to cause an excess. You're going to gain weight. You're going to cause health problems. You're going to cause depression. You're going to cause a whole bunch of stuff. And mainly, whenever you spike and dip these things, that's addiction. It's the same thing eating junk food and drinking soda. There's no different than doing a syringe full of heroin. They're both against nature. They both cause health problems. They're both highly addictive. They both light up the brain with neurotransmitter activity, dopamine, serotonin. So keep unnatural things out of your body. That's the key. So You don't have to go completely clean like that overnight. I would suggest it. Why not? Why not get to a balanced state faster? Water fasting is a way to get there. So I hope everything was visible on film. I hope I can put these two recordings together as one video so you don't have to watch two separate ones. And it's going to be about an hour long. And if you want to change bad enough, you're going to watch Forks Over Knives. You're going to watch the movie What the Health. You're going to watch these videos that I just told you about. You're going to spend the time to learn. And you're going to have questions about what to eat. Well, you're going to have to figure that out. That's part of your job because nobody else knows what you like. And some people are going to say, well, I don't like fruits and vegetables. Well, I'm going to argue that maybe you've been eating chicken nuggets and fries and soda and candy your whole life. And maybe celery and apples and potatoes by themselves just don't add up. So guess what? You can adapt your taste buds to liking whole plants just as much as you used to like all the junk stuff. I promise you. I used to not like watermelon. Hated watermelon, right? But I knew this fact that you can change and adapt your taste buds to like certain things because that's what we do as humans. We can adapt to reach a balanced state. So I bought watermelon after watermelon after watermelon. I hated it. But guess what? I started getting the junk out and I kept it out. And I started liking watermelon. Watermelon right now is one of my favorite fruits ever. I love it. I wish I had some right now because I have not eaten in 4 days. But that's another thing is cravings. You're going to always have this addiction. Addiction never goes away. You know what it's like to eat triple cheeseburgers with cheese and fries and salt in excess. So your pleasure chemicals are just way up there. And you will never forget what that felt like. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's almost the equivalent of riding roller coasters your whole life and not wanting to stand on the flat ground and be bored. It's the spikes and dips, the same way a roller coaster kind of does. So stop spiking levels, stop getting in excess, stop going against nature's protocol, and eat whole plants. That's simple as that. Water fasting, whole plants, and exercise. I ain't got time to go into all that exercise stuff, but move your body. Check out some people. The doctors in that movie I'm talking about. And also some friends of mine. I would check out guys like Josh LaJaunie. Check out him. He was on the cover of Runner's World magazine. He lost a couple 100 pounds eating plant-based. Check out Tim Kaufman. He lost a couple 100 pounds. He is an amazing guy who does amazing things. We've all kind of done some amazing things. Another great friend, Marcus Cook, used to weigh over 500 pounds, doing Ironman triathlons now, going plant-based. Bobby Brennan lost a bunch of weight, going plant-based. Jared Monosmith lost over a couple 100 pounds, plant-based. Check out Tim Kaufman's wife, Heather Kaufman. She's amazing. They're both fatmanrants.com or Fat Man Rants Facebook page. Amazing thing. He has this Fat Man toolbox with all these references and videos and tools you can use to learn about plant-based stuff. Check out the Facebook group McDougall Friends. Thousands of people sharing recipes and how to eat. If you need anything, this next 30-something days left in my 40-day fast, I'm devoting everything to helping people with what I'm talking about. Sharing how I lost 300 pounds, how I reversed health issues, and the many people in my water fasting group. I hope they can understand this concept and help others too, because I've been pretty busy lately with answering messages. So if I don't get back to you, know that I will try to, but it's a lot of work, especially when you don't have the mental energy while fasting. So be understanding of that. Know that I am not a professional or a doctor. I have just had many hours of research, study, and a whole lot of life experience behind it. and the science kind of just backs it as well. So if you have any questions, message me, join the water fasting group, add me on Facebook. Whatever you need, guys. I'm tired of seeing the people I love and care about sick and dying, and just scared of, what am I doing? Why do I feel this pain? Or why do I have headaches? Or why? Stop doing the things that cause imbalance. Stop smoking cigarettes. Stop doing drugs. Stop drinking alcohol. I did all of it. You name a drug, I've done it. Blunt and simple. I've never done heroin, but everything else, pretty much, I have tried it. Because I always wanted to reach that state of high, that neurotransmitter spike. So I'm going to also tell you one last thing, that eating whole plants and running, what I do now, will get you higher than any other drug. I promise you. Because your quality of life is just turned up all the way. And you can't deny it. Once you have made that switch, once you have gotten the junk out, and your cells are working properly, and you're getting to that state of optimal health, you will notice that like instant switch. Like, whoa, the energy is incredible. My digestion is perfect. I'm functioning properly now. I don't get sick really. I don't get headaches. I think this past so many months I've been eating unhealthy foods that now I'm detoxing and now I'm a little congested, which don't really ever happen. I went 2 years without caffeine, started having caffeine, so I had like a slight headache for the first time in 2 years or 3 years. So I wish I had more time to go over all these micro details of everything, but there's so many references I wish I could point you to. But basically, check out that movie Forks Over Knives and research all those doctors. Another great video is a video on caloric density by Jeff Novick. Caloric density by Jeff Novick. Check that guy out on YouTube. Check out Dr. Michael Greger. He wrote a book called How Not to Die. This guy runs nutritionfacts.org. He reads all the medical journals, so we don't have to, is his tagline. That guy knows some stuff. So check out nutritionfacts.org. Check out his YouTube channel. He goes over almost every question thing. Like, well, what about avocados? What's the best sweetener to use? He goes over almost every question you can come up with. So any question people have about health, there's almost an answer out there. So the internet's a wonderful thing. Get connected to the community with a whole foods, plant-based way of eating. Also with fasting. I would not go the high-fat, low-carb route. Now, if you do that, if you do want to do that, and you say, well, I will not give up my meat, I'm going to say that you're addicted, and you might need to address that issue, to be honest. And I don't mean to be mean. I'm very understanding of everyone and where they come from. But if you say, well, I'm not going to give up my butter, my bacon, or my caffeine, or my cigarettes, whatever, I'm going to say that you have an addiction problem, and you need to realize that it's because you have fallen into this trap of excess and spikes and dips. Okay, that's just the blunt truth. You're going against nature, and it's going to hurt you in the end. It's going to cause a health issue. It's going to cause depression, fatigue. I don't mean to say that in a mean way, but it's just the absolute truth. So I think I was on a rant about something else and got kind of distracted. But my brain is so overloaded right now with all this stuff I'm trying to share. Again, I'm ranting. If you have any questions, message me. Check out all of those resources I told you about, but mainly check out all those doctors and watch hours of each one. Dr. Alan Goldhamer is one that I very highly advocate because of his water fasting experience and his SOS-free, whole foods, plant-based way of eating. And exercise is key. Don't think you can get away with not moving your body because you have to pump your body to use your lymph nodes. That's the mechanism. Movement is the mechanism that pumps your lymph nodes and cleanses your system. So know that. It's like washing the dishes every time you go for a walk or a run or exercise. I can't say enough. I love you guys, every single one watching. Everybody who's overweight and sick and depressed and dying and addicted to something, I hope this helps you. I made this video very long and very detailed in a way. I know it's everywhere, and everyone's still gonna say, "Well, what do I eat?" It's a thing you got to figure out. If you want things bad enough, you're gonna have to put the time in to research all this stuff. Learn how the body works. Learn about cellular science. Learn about nutrition. Learn about what these doctors are saying. I can't stress that enough. You're gonna have to put the work in. You know, I don't mind putting in the work right now to help you. I'm just going to be your guide. I'm giving you a map. But you're going to have to be the one driving across the country to get to your destination. And know that you need to embrace your journey. Pack your bags, because along that journey, you're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to hit accidents. Your car might break down completely, metaphorically. You might have to walk the rest of the way, or even crawl. Whatever it takes, you need to have that mindset. So, to get to your health destination, you have to be prepared to go on that long journey. So, embrace the journey. I love y'all. Have a good night. Bye.